Okay, let me tell y'all about another weird work situation I had. So basically, there's like an older lady who works there. She's probably been with the company for 20 or so years. And sometimes I have casual conversations with her. I'm like, oh, how's your family doing? Blah, blah, blah. Because, like that thing, how you're buddies with like an older coworker. So I would basically tell her stuff about my life, and then she would tell me stuff about hers. And next thing you know, we had like a manager start working there, and the manager has a wife. So clearly she's either bisexual or a lesbian, whatever. So I would have conversations with the manager, and she'd be like, oh yeah, I've been married to my wife for like 20 years, whatever. But then I also got a divorce from my husband, blah, blah, blah. So then I figured, I'm like, okay, so she's bisexual, clearly, she's been with a man and a woman, whatever. So then I guess like the older lady found that information out somehow, and I was telling her, I'm like, yeah, the new manager, she's nice, whatever, and stuff like that. And then the older lady, she was like, oh, well, I heard she's a lesbian. I heard she's married to a woman. And me, I'm like, younger generation, so I really don't care who anybody is married to or dating. So I'm like, yeah, she has a wife. And an older lady was like, oh, I can't believe what's happening to the world these days. Like who plays the man? Who plays the woman? Like, is it her or is it her wife? And I was just like, oh, because like the way she said it so openly, like as customers were walking by, I was like, oh, that's interesting. So then she was basically going on a rant about like, gay people and how gay marriage shouldn't be a thing, or like literally she was talking for like a good 10 minutes, and I kind of just stood there because like, first of all, I'm in shock because I'm like, you're saying this like out loud as we have other coworkers and customers walking by. Like, what if one of them are gay and then they hear you saying all this? That's going to be like a big issue within the company. So I was kind of just staying there like, what the hell are you talking about? And of course I was like, oh, well, I don't really care. Like, it's none of my business, like who people are dating or married to. I don't really care about like, same-sex stuff. It doesn't involve me, so why should I care so much? And she was like, yeah, but I know, but it's crazy how we just allow that like now. Like, what happened to the good old days when it was like husband and wife? And I was like, you mean the days when men were beating on their wives? But yeah, so she kept going on and on about that, and now it just is awkward because whenever the new lady would walk by, the older lady would just kind of like stop talking and give her like dirty looks, and I'm like, bro, you that's so homophobic. And then she went on to another rant of like trans people, and she was like, oh, I don't know why they would want to change their gender. I don't know why they be changing their body parts. And I'm like, bro, first of all, these are thoughts that should stay in your head, and like you shouldn't even have these thoughts to begin with. But I'm like, she really saying all this out loud. So I don't know like what to say about her or what to do. It was kind of like awkward. I kind of avoid her now because apparently she has a lot of strong like feelings about certain subjects. So I'm thinking like, oh, if she's saying all this, she probably voted for a certain type of person, or she's probably low-key racist too. Like I can't tell. But it's just like a lot of issues that come up in the workplace, and like I just don't know how to react to them half the time because I just can't believe it's actually happening.